We know posture makes you look better and it's good for your spine, but there could be a few things happening that we might not think about if we're constantly slumping.
Yes.
Now, I told you that my thing was going off constantly while I was sitting down, right? It was buzzing,
Sitting is more challenging.
Yes.
The reason is, have a seat, I'll kind of go through it. The reason that sitting is more challenging is that as soon as we sit, we kind of go, whew.
This is how I sit.
Take a load off. Yeah, we're good.
Yeah.
And we do relax everything more than when we're standing.
Mm-hmm.
The most common issue that we have is that we tip our pelvis backwards.
Okay.
So you can see that when you're sitting, you're kind of flattening out this curve. And do you remember on my spine how it wanted to have that curve in the low back?
Yes.
So what we have to do, which is challenging, is rock forward on our sit bones so that we do get that same curve in our lower spine. And that's really hard. Like it doesn't feel natural. And it's something that over years and years and years of sitting, when we talk about sitting disease, we always rock back. Even things like being on the plane forces you to rock back. It forces you into that kind of bad posture.
Yeah.
So you want to always be aware, am I forward? Am I sitting on my sit bones? Because that puts your spine in that position that we're aiming for.
Okay, good to know. So now what might be happening when we are doing the slump and the slouch?
Good question. So there's a few issues. The first one that can kind of seem obvious is, say we ate all of the pumpkin loaf and we're very full, and then we sit on our couch and we're in that position, we can get heartburn and a bit of indigestion, because you can see how this, when I sit like this, I'm squishing all my organs, plus I'm not letting everything flow down through gravity.
Okay.
So that's one problem. Pelvic floor can be another problem. So again, when we go like this, I'm squishing my bladder, everything is squished in there, and then if all of a sudden I cough or I laugh hysterically, I might have more issues with incontinence, those types of things. And another important one is constipation. So if we're always like this, if you think about gravity and physics, we want things to move through us in a straight position. This position blocks it, and nobody wants that happening. We don't want the pumpkin stuck up here.
Right. So it's that whole digestive tract. So you can have problems with heartburn because you're slumpy, or your bladder is being pressed, or things are not flowing the way they're supposed to flow. So a lot of people don't think of that when they think of having lousy posture.
And sometimes you have those symptoms and you don't realize it's because of your posture. That's why it's so important to think about it and to say, okay, how am I sitting? How am I moving? Am I standing up? Look, walking around is the best thing for all of those issues that we just listed, but it's not always possible. You might eat and then you might have to take a flight somewhere, and you know that you're sitting for hours in that bad posture. That's why we say get up, walk around, or move yourself forward, get gravity working for you, and hopefully everything will flow properly and the pumpkin will be fine.
Thank you, Stacey.